Hey, what's up guys? Ryojian here. So, yeah, I know the usual time slot for one of these videos should be on like a Sunday or something, but I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, I'm running out of keyboards. It eventually happens. I really wish that it was gonna be longer than this, but yeah, so the keyboard videos time slot is it will be this, but it won't be this. As in, it's gonna be in the usual time of like on a Thursday, but the times that the keyboard videos will be aren't going to be as much because there's just not that many keyboards due to the coronavirus and just how it's harder to get things. And hopefully it's better. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's a whole keyboard thing aside. But besides that, let's talk about phones that are supposedly good for gaming and they don't have a micro SD card, which makes absolutely no sense. So one of the gaming phones that I noticed is the I believe they call it the Black Shark 3. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a Black Shark 3. Let me take a look. I don't remember they have micro SD. No, there's no micro SD. There's the option for a 512 megabyte. I mean, not megabyte. That would be crazy. 512 gigabyte, which is pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. But still, I mean, if you were to have a gaming phone and you're in the crowd where you do emulators, man, 512 goes by quick. Believe me, I have a 128 gig Note 9 and I have a 256 gig micro SD and I have about 50 gigs of storage left combined, and I can see myself filling up with just a couple more ROMs. Well, not like a couple more ROM, but probably like 30 or 40 games or 50 games, maybe 100 games, depending on the particular emulator I want to use. And then that's probably gonna be about it. And that kind of sucks because I would want at least like a terabyte. I think that's actually a sweet spot for gaming phones, which is one of the reasons why I like the ROG 2, because that actually has a terabyte model, which it costs an arm and a leg, but it is available. But it doesn't have micro SD, so if that terabyte actually ran out, eventually, believe me, all things will eventually run out, you don't have the micro SD expansion, which sucks. And then besides the ROG phone and the Black Shark, I think there's also that, was it Nubia Red Magic 5G, which is a very promising phone, not gonna lie. Very promising. It goes up to 256 gigs. Oh my god. That is terrible. That's not enough space. In terms of gaming, oh yeah, and the gaming kind of crowd thing, I guess it kind of splits up into two particular groups. Because there's one group that plays Call of Duty and Fortnite and PUBG and those competitive games. For those guys, yeah, who cares about storage? Because you're only gonna play those couple of competitive games anyways. But for the people that are playing emulators, storage, especially physical storage, matters a lot. Unless there's a way to get ROM off of cloud storage, if there is, please let me know, because that really solves my problem. But so far, I don't think there is, so that's going to be a big issue. We need physical storage. And when it comes to a phone like the Red Magic Nubia, which is an awesome phone, a phone that I would have loved to upgrade over my Note 9, which I am not, because it doesn't have a micro SD card. So what's the point? 256 gig will go away like that. It's super quick, especially when you want to emulate a whole bunch of consoles. Like, I'm like the kind of person that have NES games and I will go all the way till Dolphin, GameCube, Wii. And with that kind of library, and when it comes to those console, I like a full library of games. Like when I do NES, it's a full library. SNES, it's a full library. Now with those kind of console, a full library is probably like a gig, 2 gigs, not gonna be that bad. But if you get to the more recent console, let's say like a Wii. If you want to do a Wii full library, like 1 terabyte might cut it, might not, but you also have to account for all of the other consoles that you would want to put on your phone. And believe me, I don't think I'm in the minority, because I'm pretty sure there are people that are like me that are out there that have emulators on their phones and they like a whole entire library with them when they go around, because there's a lot of times when either you go out and you don't have anything to do, or you're standing in line for something. Having a whole library of games is really nice because you get the option to play whatever particular game you want at that very moment. And believe me, this is something that I have been looking into. And these so-called gaming phones that have 256 gigs of storage, that is freaking ridiculous. And here's the thing, the only sort of top-end gaming phone, I guess, is like an S20 Plus. I'm not talking about the S20 Ultra, because honestly, I think for that kind of price, it's a piece of shit phone. Not gonna lie, that's what I think. And when I do an S20, the S20 Plus seems to be the most logical sense. Not gonna buy new, because that's just ridiculous buying that thing new. For $1,200, forget that. But when we're talking about a used market, an S20 Plus for about like $500 to $600 isn't that bad of a deal. And of course, you're gonna have to wait, and I'm pretty sure by that time the S21 is out, because you know how the way phones go, it's just gonna constantly get updated, and the other ones are planned obsolescence. Here's the thing too, with Samsung phones, planned obsolescence is something that you're gonna have to deal with. So it's either you are the top dog every single time and you waste a boatload of cash, or you buy one and 2 years later it gets outdated. I'm talking about the Note 9. 2 years later it gets outdated. It is what it is. The battery is starting to drain. My battery do not last that long. And that too, like seriously, whatever happened to replaceable battery? Like, that was freaking awesome, because here's the thing, when one battery drains, guess what? You can easily replace another one. And yeah, I know some of you guys out there are going to be like, well, you can also replace the battery for these ones too, but it is tremendously harder to do so. And then, especially if you don't do it correctly, if you don't know any better, like this guy that's talking to you right now, if you don't know any better when it comes to replacing these batteries, you can actually ruin the phone, which is just terrible, like absolutely terrible. And yeah, I figured at this point that I'm going on a tangent. But anyways, the only true gaming phones are something like the S20 or a V60. Like, I honestly think a V60 would be a really good gaming phone, because it has a top end spec that has a 1080p screen, perfect resolution, and not super expensive. I can see that thing in a used market for like $400. Damn, that's a good deal at $400. But at $900, probably not. But by the time when that thing hits 400, there's probably going to be a V70. So I'm going to have to deal with that too. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I seriously think that these gaming phones, if you call yourself a gaming phone, you better have micro SD. Like, or else you are alienating one group of gamers. Like a whole entire group of gamers. You just say, screw you guys. You guys are not welcome here. That's what you're doing when you're taking away micro SD from so-called gaming phones. And that's pretty much it. We're almost 10 minutes. So if you guys like it, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for more content. You guys stay awesome.